Hi, folks. This is Professor Beck. Sorry for the late start. So I just want to go over the syllabus with everybody. This is going to be a YouTube. And so this is for Biology 100 for the fall. Either class 18118 or class 18119. I'm doing two classes, so this is going to be for the same, for both of them. As you can see, this is my email, mbeck@csun.edu, or you can also email me from Canvas. So this is what the Canvas page looks like. And then Canvas, to get to it, depending on which syllabus, this is how you get to it. This is for one of the classes, and then there's another one, but it'll show up on your own Canvas. Let's see here. Okay. A number of things. You're going to register. We're using a book called Biology Now and Inquisitive, and it costs $48, and we'll go through the whole thing about how you can sign up. And then another thing we're going to use is a simulation exercise called Symbio Registration, or Symbio. And again on Canvas, so you can get the ebook and Inquisitive on Canvas. Don't get it at the bookstore or anything like that. And you can get the Symbio sign up directly from Canvas as well. Okay? Excuse me. So this is if you're a biology major or a health sciences major, this class is not for you. Okay? In other words, Biology 101, Biology 102, or Biology 106 and 107, those are the classes you're going to take depending on what you are. If you're a biology major, you're going to take 106 and 107. If you're a health sciences major, you're going to take 101, and 102 is for teachers, education majors. We're going to look at analysis of selected topics illustrating major biological concepts, including evolution, ecology, heredity, organisms, and cellular structure. And also a little bit of epidemiology concerning infectious diseases. Obviously, we're going through a plague right now. And then I'm going to actually start out with what science is and all that. So you'll see. Now, the Canvas is broken up into different chapters. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, and we'll look at that because that's where you're going to first of all sign up for everything, and then also where all the assignments are. Okay? So let's right here. Right there that's the email inbox. So you can send me messages that way or directly to my email. It goes to the same place. Okay. And it'll take you to the home page. And on the home page, there's going to be a bunch of different things that you're going to do. Okay, so let's go back, take a look. So this is what the Canvas page looks like. And we're going to look at the first thing eventually, but just so you know, let's see, what do we got? Files, announcements. Oh, I'll be contacting you guys through announcements right here. It's like an email thing. So students should be able to demonstrate an understanding of basic knowledge, principles, and laws of natural science. They should be able to explain what the scientific method is and how to obtain new data and advanced knowledge in general, understand the logical foundations of boundaries of science, what science can deal with and what it can't, recognize the contribution of science and potential in human society and everyday life. In other words, how your life actually depends on science. And students will, and then competence in applying those methods, and think critically. Okay. So, in terms of course materials, as I mentioned, you're going to sign up for a number of different things. One is, first of all, you've already got Canvas, and then you're going to sign up for the e-text or the e-book, which is called Biology Now. It's $48, and I'll show you that in a second. And then also Symbio Simutext software. Okay, so mostly what I'm going to do is record the lecture beforehand so that you can actually watch it on your own time. But there's certain things you should do before you watch it. One is to obviously read the textbook chapters for that lecture. You can download the lecture slides, which are on Canvas. So each lecture will have the slides, usually in handout form. That's 3 slides per lecture. Okay. We're also going to have a quiz, usually 1 or 2 quizzes in class, or actually, since we're not doing it in class, I'll have to figure out how to do that. But it'll usually be with each lecture. And then each lecture is going to be recorded, obviously, either on YouTube or once I get everything up to speed in terms of Zoom and all that, we might actually do lectures in real time, or perhaps I do the lecture, record it, and then have a real-time classroom. I'm not sure. And then okay, so that's what we're doing. Also, normally there's in-class quizzes, but we're not really in class, so I'm not sure how we're going to actually do that. Like, this is chapter 2, and here are lecture slides right here. Okay. And that's including handouts, which are for notes. That's 3 slides to a page. And this is a good way so that when you're watching the lecture, you can actually take notes, stop the lecture, write more notes, keep watching the lecture, and so on. Okay? And then there's other sorts of material that I often use in lectures, that some of these things I actually include in the chapters in terms of what you do. And then you can also see the different assignments that are due for the book. Inquisitive, and so there's each chapter has an inquisitive, an infographics quiz, and a reading quiz. You have to do all those, and they're set up to be done by a certain period of time, so that you keep up with everything that we're doing. Okay, so this is the ebook and how you're actually going to register for it on Canvas. Okay, so ebook is Biology Now. okay? And if you go up at the top of Canvas, it'll say ebook and inquisitive assignments. And then under ebook, it'll say how to access inquisitive. If you click on that, it will take you to a video that will run you through the whole how to register for the ebook and all that kind of stuff. So, and then in terms of points, how much these assignments are worth, that's 150 points out of 400. Usually, there are there's usually a couple of 2 different chapters at a time for each week to do. Okay, and these are 3 different assignments for each chapter: inquisitive assignment, reading quiz, and infographics quiz. You have to do all 3 of those. Also, in terms of the points, you can drop the 2 lower scores for each of those sections. So here's inquisitive again, how to access inquisitive. Also, the ebook, if you just want to read the ebook, you can, once you sign up and register, then you can just click on the ebook and read it. But usually it's best to do the inquisitive, and that'll be, you'll be reading the ebook and doing the assignments at the same time. Okay. Oh, there's a syllabus, obviously. Now you can access the syllabus on Canvas under Welcome to Biological Comedy 100, and then this is the syllabus for section 118, or you're going to be in section 618119. Okay, so you can click on that and print out a syllabus. It's a file, it's a PDF file. Okay, and then in terms of when the different sections are due, or when the assignments are due, so it'll always say, let's say we're under chapter 2, applying critical thinking for science. You might want to look at watch the teaser video first. It's very short. Flashcards for help you studying, and then here are the assignments. The inquisitive assignment, it's worth 10 points. It's due by September 6th. Infographics quiz, 3 points. Also due September 6th, and the reading quiz, which is worth 20 points. But they're actually not worth that way in terms of how they're each. We'll look at how they're actually divvied up in terms of the total points. And then, as I mentioned, for each chapter, there are the slides that I make. This is right here. This is all the slides, 1 slide per page, and this is 3 slides per page. Okay. Okay, so like I said, each chapter has things to watch. The teaser, inquisitive chapter 1. Okay, that's the first assignment, and for chapters 1 and 2. And then infographics quiz and reading quiz. They have to be done by the 6th. And I think also, so it's going to be chapters, individuals, chapter inquisitive for chapter 1, and inquisitive for chapter 2, and so on. Okay. So there are 3 midterm exams and 1 final exam. Each midterm exam is worth 45 points. That's 3 of them for 135. And then the final exam is worth 65 points. The midterms are between 30 and 40 multiple choice questions. Each midterm exam will only cover the chapters that were assigned since the previous exam. So the first midterm will cover chapters 1 through 5, the second 6 through 10, and so on. Okay? And then final exam will be, the midterms are, I think I'll give you an hour or maybe an hour and 15 minutes to do each one. You shouldn't have any trouble actually finishing in that period of time. And then the final is over 2 hours and it's 75 multiple choice. 50 questions will cover everything the last lectures. And that's going to be, I believe, we'll have to see. At the very end of this syllabus, you'll see that we actually have the schedule. And you can also see the schedule on Canvas. For each exam, I will provide a study guide. And the study guide is going to be found for that. It'll say, let's say, exam 1. I think there's something. Okay. So as I said, you'll have 75 minutes to complete each midterm, 2 hours for the final. And you'll see in Canvas when they are. If you're going to miss an exam, and usually the exam I'll leave open, the exams will be on Canvas, obviously. And you'll sign in, and then you'll take the exam, and then you have a certain amount of time, and then you save everything, and that's it. Okay? So it'll be on that. If the day, let's say, or the time period I have for the exam, you're going to miss that, you'll email me, and we'll come up with something else for you to do the exam at another time. Okay. Here we go. Right. So, like, here's midterm exam 1. The dates are going to change, but it'll say, like, at the very top, here's the midterm study guide. Okay? That'll cover everything that's going to be covered on that exam. The slides that we use for that exam and the lectures, scientific method, life is cellular, how cells work, so it's 1 through 5. And then some lecture captures from previous lectures. Okay? And, so each, like this screenshot right here shows midterm exam 1, and it's actually on Canvas following chapter 5, because that's the last chapter we covered. That's going to be on this exam. So here we are with the exams again. Okay. Okay, Biol exercises. These are simulation exercises. There, in addition, there's only 2 of them. Well, there's 1 of them, and then there's one for extra credit. In other words, and that extra credit is worth actually 5 points, or 5% of the grade. That's 5% of the total grade. Okay. And then the one we're going to do during the regular part is going to be this how diseases spread, epidemiology explored. It also has sections on COVID-19 that we're going through right now. I didn't actually think I'd ever see one of these kinds of epidemics in my lifetime. Of course, well, we had AIDS, but a big highly infectious disease, it was kind of strange. Anyway, this is going to cost you money, just $12. $5 for epidemiology, and if you're going to do the extra credit, another $5. Okay? And you'll see where to sign up. Okay. So, $12, and then you can sign up. You'll see. Each assignment, well, the epidemiology. Okay. Um, so, you don't have to do the whole simulation all at the same time. Okay? There's different sections. Let's say you do the first section, and then you can stop. It'll save everything that you did up to that point, and then you come back to it and finish it. Usually, I think each one has about 5 or 6 sections to it. You have to do all of it, though, okay? And not just answer the 10 graded questions at the end of that simulation, and I'll show you what I mean. Up, Canvas. Let's see. Okay. As you're going through the simulation, it's going to ask you to answer certain things. These are the ungraded questions. And it says you must answer when you're going through the whole simulation. You must answer all the ungraded questions. You don't get graded in terms of whether you got right or wrong. You're going to get the points no matter what. But you have to answer it. If you leave something blank, then you're going to miss it. So usually when you finish, let's say the whole simulation, it'll actually show you which questions you missed. You can go back and answer those. Okay? Now, the ungraded questions account for 80% of your grade. In other words, if you do the whole simulation exercises, let's say for Darwinian snails, I think the first 5 sections, and then the last section is the graded questions. So the first 5 are the ungraded questions. Some of them are questions, some of them are filling in certain things, as you'll see. Therefore, if you answer every ungraded question, whether it is right or wrong, you will get credit, and you can get no worse for that assignment than a B. In other words, that Simutech exercise, whether it's the Darwinian snails or the epidemiology, if you answer all the ungraded questions right or wrong, you will get a B. Okay? Now, the last section for all of these simulation assignments are 10 graded questions. And to get credit for that, you must answer those all and answer them actually correctly. Okay? Okay. Let's see. So as I program, do not put it off until the end. Okay? Like I think the first one is due the October 18th. Don't do it on the 17th or October 18th when it's actually due. You're going to need to give yourself time. What often happens, and I'm just telling you this, is people don't even sign up for it until it's actually the first one is actually due. They hit problems, they're late. There's going to be a fee or a cost to you if you turn it in late. Okay? Now, oh, um, when you'll see when you take it out, when you go through the whole thing for signing it up, um, the registration link, this is where you actually sign up for things. Okay, but like I said, you don't have to put in this bit. It's going to be, you do it all through Canvas. There's also tech support if you have any problems. So when you actually open up the program to do it, you'll be able to get a hold of tech support if you have any problems. Like right here, it says Symbio registration, and below that, to sign up, to register for it, pay your money, and then download a program onto your computer, you'll hit click to register, and that will take you to the site, and then you'll pay your money, register. You'll download the program. You'll do the whole assignment not on Canvas, but on the program that you download. It's called Simutext, and it'll have 2 assignments on them. The one epidemiology, and the other one Darwinian snails for extra credit. Doesn't show. October 18th. It'll be done. It'll be due by October 18th of this semester. Mentioned. This is where you actually click to register for Symbio. You'll pay your money. You'll download the and then these are the 2 diseases spread, October 18th, and then the extra credit, I think, is due December 13th or something like that. Okay. This is how the points are. Okay. As I mentioned, we have 3 midterm exams. The first one covers chapters 1, 2, 4, and 5, and that being 3. The second one covers chapters 6, 7. Well, we're not going to have one quizzing it this week. You're going to have to keep that listed. It'll cover chapters 6 and 7, and those, except that we're not going into basic chapter 3. There will be some coverage. We'll get to that another time. And then midterm 3 is 11, chapters 11 through 14, 17, math final, final math, chapters 18 through 21, plus 25 questions to get the whole semester. Quizzing assignment. Each one is worth 60 points for a quizzing assignment, reading quiz, that's for each chapter, and then 30 points for SQL. That's the whole semester. Okay? That means all the different assignments. So I don't know how many chapters we're doing, but the quizzing assignment okay? And it's right here. You're not going to have to actually okay. And then the exercises, Symbio 1 is worth 40 points. That's 10%. The extra credit is worth 20. That'll be added on to your total score at the end of the semester, and it won't necessarily show up. It won't. That part of it won't show up in the grades on Canvas. Oh, sorry. This is not part of it. Oh, actually, not top hat, but these are the quizzes I talked to you about. So for each lecture. And then the total is 400 points. And then in terms of what your grades are, below 55 is an F, 55 to 59.9 is D minus, 60, a D is 60, almost 65%. An A is 90 to 100%, all that. Okay. If you want to withdraw from the class, please consult the website for when you can drop classes. You can drop classes the first 3 weeks. Make sure when you drop a class, this class, let's say, you actually go to registration and drop the class. Otherwise, you'll stay in the class, you'll get an F, but you won't realize that you should have dropped that class. Okay? So, if you want to drop the class after the 3rd week, in other words, the 4th week and so on, you have to have a valid excuse, and it's not just because of you're not doing well. Okay? It has to be, let's say you got sick, you get COVID-19, whatever. But then you're going to have to come up with an excuse to do it. You have to go and fill out some paperwork to do that. We have accommodations for students with disabilities. If you sign up for that, you'll get more time on the exams. But you'll still be able, since it's an online course, you'll be able to still do these online. One of the problems, it's too bad, in class when I give an exam, I'm there, right? So if you have any questions about the exam or a certain problem or whatever, you can ask me. Okay. Probably what I'll do is, I'll make sure I'm available when the exam is, and I'll answer your questions. Okay. Academic dishonesty. So when you're doing the exam, you can't do it with someone else. Let's say you go someplace, you both have access to the internet, all that. You can't just go and do the exam. I think there's something called, what is it? Anyway, where it locks you in, where you can't really go over it with anyone else. Okay. So, if we find out that you've been cheating or whatever, it'll be bad. Don't do that. Or there. So, okay. Study tips. It's advantageous to read the material on the course website each week before coming to class. As you read, it's important you create an outline or flowchart for the material for future study purposes. And when you're actually looking at the lectures, you can take notes as you go along, and there's space for what that looks like. This will save you a lot of time, so that when you're ready to study for the exam, you've already got a notes page, you've got the study guide that you can use, and so on. So, use a lecture for review and clarification. In other words, read the material first. Okay? Identify concepts that are more difficult so you can pay special attention to these topics and ask questions. You can actually ask questions by sending me an email concerning specific slides and topics. Do the assignments on time. If you don't, or if you miss assignments entirely, you're going to suffer the consequences. You're going to come to me, you're going to be crying and all that kind of stuff. I didn't know it was due then. Everything on Canvas, all the assignments Okay. Um, do the assignments on time. We can schedule, in terms of office hours, we can schedule a Zoom meeting, something like that. Um, let's see. No, that doesn't really count since we're not having in classroom work. Oh, equity and diversity. Deal with issues of freedom of speech, discrimination, sexual violence. If you need to reach the Office of Equity and Diversity, see the contacts below. CISA and EDU, Equity and Diversity. Susan Hua is a director, and you can reach her here um, at either her email or phone number 818-677-2077. Freedom of speech is sacrosanct, including speech and ideas that are provocative and might make some people uncomfortable. So, and then trigger warnings. Biology, we talk about a number of different things. One of the things we talk about is death. Some people are like freaked out about death. We're going to deal a little bit with that, but one of the big things is obviously sex. For some reason, a lot of people who are hung on sex, they feel uncomfortable about it, but sex and sexual reproduction is central to a lot of the course content. So we're going to be talking about sex in an honest, straightforward manner. Okay? Hopefully I don't say too many inappropriate things in terms of sex. Um, hope, like I said, hopefully. Okay. So, anyway, probably what I'll say, I hope I remember, is that, we're going to cover this kind of material today. If you have a problem, you might, you're going to be by yourself. So, let's see. Oh, gender discrimination and sexual violence. Um, you can, uh, you can get in touch with them. Um, look at this website, and then at the end of the syllabus, this is the whole semester laid out. The first 2 weeks, nature of science and applying science, um, and that'll cover chapters 1 and 2. Okay, and then the second week, life and cellular. That's chapter 4. That's cells, DNA, membrane, transport, all kinds of different things that go on with cells. Chapter 6, or chapter 5, the third week, how cells work, energy flow, photosynthesis, and cellular respiration. And then finally, fermentation, which is very important, obviously. Without fermentation, we wouldn't have alcoholic beverages, and we all need. Okay. So, and then it shows September 18th is when we'll have our first midterm. Chapters 1, 2, and 4 and 5. We are not doing chapter 3. Okay. So for the test, the week of the 27th, that's the 6th week, patterns of inheritance. We're going to also be covering a bit of chapter 8, but not all of it. Okay? Mainly, let's see, oh, um, X-linked genes and things like that. Then chapter 9 and 10, how genes work. and then there'll be another midterm on the week of October 18th. And then we'll probably start that week also on epidemiology, on evidence for evolution. Oh, and this is when the first Symbio exercise is actually due. So, epidemiology explored. Do not put this off until the last minute. Nor, if you turn in late, the first week, you'll lose 5 points, 5%. The second week, 20%. The third week, 50%, and then after that, you don't get any points whatsoever. So don't come to the end of the semester and say, oh, I missed that. Can I do that? No, you can't. Okay. So then we're going to start evolution, section on evolution, which are chapters 11, 12, and 13. And also history of life, at chapter 14. And we're also going to cover chapter animals 17, animals, human evolution, and Neanderthal sex. General principles are not going to be on the third midterm exam. So this is only going to chapters 11 through 14 and 17, and not necessarily all that much great detail. And then for the last sections, it'll be 18, 19, 20, and 21, general principles of ecology, population ecology, community ecology, and ecosystems. And then finally, final exam. It'll be, it won't just be exactly, since it won't be in class, it'll be, let's say, over one period of a day, and you'll have 2 hours to do it. And it'll cover chapters 18 through 21, plus there will be 25 questions cumulative from all the other chapters and everything that we've covered beforehand. And then if you want, you can do the Symbio extra credit, which is due, it's a thing called, it's on evolution, it's called Darwinian snails, and it's due December 13th. You can do it before then, beforehand. Okay, and that's it.